Hey everyone! Oh, my camera is not in the right place. Good start. Hey! Welcome to Bike Club. I wouldn't be Bike Club without some sort of catastrophic start. But hey, how's it going? How y'all doing? So D&D. Yeah.
What's that?
I don't know, to be honest. It's not whatever this is.
Mm. It's one of those things where you hear it so often and you've just accepted it now. Like it'd be weird to ask at this point.
Yeah. It's like not knowing someone's name, but you're like 6 conversations in, and you're like, shit.
I'm condemned to now try and come up with a nickname for you forever.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Basically,
the only way.
yeah.
It's the only way around it.
4 months once.
Did it work?
What? No, I ended up being like, I've spoken to you this entire time and I don't know your name.
Were they happy about
that? Why?
They're unpacking a very important part of Stu's backstory.
I'm learning so many new things.
I don't know. They don't speak to me anymore.
I wonder why. What happened?
Oh god, anyway. So God, our intros and outros are a thing of legend at this point. Holy shit. Thank God I edit them out for the podcast. Speaking of, we'll start off with plugs before we get into the D&D shenanigans. For those in the know, Bike Club is now a podcast. We're on Podbean, but we're also on iTunes, and basically wherever you can get a podcast, we're on it now. We've got like 100 downloads already for our first 2 episodes, and I'm like, yay! So we're getting out there, y'all. So yeah, if you want to hear an audio-only version and miss out on our beautiful faces and the expressions we pull, then download us on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to leave a rating or a comment or whatever on iTunes, because it helps tons, and I will love you forever if you do. And the usual, we're on YouTube as well, so catch up with the stuff on the YouTubes, where all the back stuff, and the one before last week's one shot is on there too. I think that's the plugs from me. Kurion is also on YouTube. Kurion is not on my podcast, sadly, but we are up on the YouTubes, all past episodes. And
should we make it a podcast?
I don't know, Chaz. Should we make Kurion a podcast? Yeah.
We'll table that.
But this week's Kurion should be up on YouTube now.
It is.
Should have been up earlier, but hey, Twitch. Anyway, so that's all the D&D content on the stream. Anyone else got plugs?
Yes, I think I was gone for a little while because I was doing conventions, but I colored like half of the Milk Wars crossover for DC, so any of the Milk Wars, I probably did that. And then I'm working on issue 2 of the wrestling comic Invasion from Planet WrestleTopia, and that's available on Amazon. And then the Wilds came out, and that is it's a like floral apocalypse story, and that's out of Black Mask. And then there's something else, but I forgot it, so oh well.
Now, I heard that last night on a very popular after game talk show, there was this event plugged. Not quite sure what this event is. Liddy, could you fill us in? You are muted.
That was such a nice transition, and I ruined it for you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Can't find the people. Yes, that was me, and my Vaults D&D game, which I've been sort of pestering you poor people about for the last weeks anyway. But yeah, it's happening April 13th in Edinburgh's Haunted Vaults, and because we are going to support a charity, Dr. Elsie Inglis, Badass Woman in Scottish History, I thought to sort of prepare for this lovely event when we're doing the sort of one shots, because some people need to get on a holiday to relax and have absolutely earned it. So while we're doing that, I'm going to do my one shot April 2nd with some lovely ladies, the two present ones as well. That's not Jamie, he's just got good hair. But it's going to be a sort of half mix of regular D&D lore and your D&D classes and races and all that, but all with actual women of Scottish history. So the ladies will be picking their poisons, and we'll see how we can make, Isabella Macduff into, I don't know, a bard, a rogue. How we can turn maybe Lady Macbeth into the witch, or some of the actual witches we had, because we killed around 3,000. Anyway, this is getting very long, but this is happening April 2nd. Tune in and enjoy. Hopefully, maybe, definitely.
Yeah, you better.
Many of the witches were actually worshipping the religion of the church until the church decided to change the religion.
Yeah, it's
The
always in every
magic.
single country. It's always the dominant religion calling the others witches. We were the same in Austria with the Protestants
Well,
here with the Catholics. It's like,
It was the same religion. They just decided to use a different form of magic. And so
well,
they used the old
Presbyterian and the Covenanters, yes, but
Yeah.
also quite a lot of Irish Catholics were burnt in Scotland in particular. So,
Yeah, in 2017.
So the long and short of
no,
it
that
is,
only happens
there
in a
will be
Ranger
no
versus
death.
Celtic.
In the U.S., it was all about property and money. So
Yeah, that is always the case. You're
Well, let's be real. Like, you couldn't have picked better people to play in this game as potential witches, because all of us fuckers would have been burnt at the stake.
yeah, disrespecting a man. We've all been there.
I mean, that's every day.
Red hair. Huh, yeah, someone left-handed.
Oh, really? Was that one?
Hey, Stu's a warlock.
Witch.
Hell yes.
And a witch.
That's
Look.
much cooler than witch.
I don't weigh as much as a duck.
Yeah, but you don't have to weigh as much as a duck. You just have to weigh less than you did when you had yourself weighed in at the local Tron. Because that means in the meantime you sold your soul. And water is repelling you because you're an evil spirit. Doesn't mean you're a duck. That's Monty Python. I'm going into tour guide mode. Someone stop me.
Okay.
Turn me into a newt.
And
Oh,
here, you
better.
see.
The more you know.
No.
Okay.
Last Witch of Scotland. When was she standing trial? 1944.
Was that
Really?
1944? Oh, I was going to say 1956.
1944, Helen Dungan, but in London.
Damn.
London.
All right then. So, does anyone else have any plugs?
No. Should we just talk about history for the next 3 hours?
I'm not gonna lie. For half a second there, I was expecting Jamie to hold up a plug.
I'm not saying there's one close enough for me to do that, but now that you've said it, I feel
The
like
magic's gone now, but
Yeah.
just you've been on a roll with poor long-suffering Aaron and the hat in time jokes that I'm just expecting it now.
Yeah. I feel like I should plan those, but there's always something to hand. which is
Lydia,
fine.
I know.
I see you and Angie, I see you. I see
Oh.
you.
God. I just read chat.
Okay,
So,
right, let's
well-
move swiftly fucking on from this. I'm not going to use the next word that's going to come into my brain because it... Anyway, so, D&D, that's why we're here. Oh god, why do these intros just always go off the rails so badly? So...
It's because we were early.
It
What we
is.
usually are. We've caught up to the normal time now.
It's being early in D&D is not a natural state, so it just throws
not.
everything off. But anyway, so in our last proper bike club session, which wasn't our one shot last week, you had spent the night at no, sorry, you had to start with, you met and flirted with Count Strahd von Zarovich. That happened. You you fixed the problems with the Mardikov's vineyard and allowed them to start making wine again. You returned back to Van Richten's tower to find it empty. You did a techno-Viking dance in front of it, went inside and set up camp for the rest of the day, and had a good chiller. Oh god, I've just remembered what you fucking did in that tower. You found a head in a chest.
Oh my god, we
I
did,
forgot
didn't we?
about that.
What did we do with the hat? I mean, something inappropriate, I'm sure.
Oh,
Puppet.
so
Well, someone kissed it, I'm pretty sure.
yeah. Meryl took the head softly in her hands and planted a smacker on those waxy dead lips.
Yeah, that happened.
Oh, that happened. I saw it happening. It happened in slow motion. But I was powerless to stop it.
Was that before or after we questioned it?
Before. No, yeah, it was before.
I think that was the first of the weird things that happened to it.
I put it in the suit of armor because I thought.
So after tossing around this guy's head, they found a preserved head. After tossing it around like a football for a while, putting it in suits of armor, where it went ding 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 to the bottom, kissing it, kicking it across the floor, Volgus used Speak with Dead and spoke to it. And he discovered that it was the head of a Vistana who had been killed seemingly by Van Richten and who had been preserving it. You also found turned to ash in the small stove what appeared to be pages from Van Richten's diary. So pondering these discoveries for the night, you bedded down, only to be interrupted halfway through the night by the scream of Esmeralda and her cart as it came flying towards the tower. She was being pursued by what you found out to be werewolves. Esmeralda also had a grievous, huge wound on her chest, which you found out was caused by Strahd von Zarovich. She had been to the castle and attempted to fight him. She went to the castle, she went 1v1 me scrub, Strahd went okay and kicked the shit out of her. She fled, and he sicked some werewolves on her. So you holed up in the tower overnight. The werewolves did not attack the tower. It seemed they knew about the defenses and were wary, although they did stand outside all night to try and bait you out. They did eventually leave, wherein Esmeralda explained what the fuck had happened, who these people were, and what her goals were. She also had in her pocket non-burnt pages from Van Richten's diary, which basically confirmed that he had killed this guy and preserved his head, and that Van Richten had a serious beef with Vistani. After that, you set off back towards Vallaki to deliver wine from the Wizard of the Vine. Is it Wizard of the Vine? I always get it wrong.
No, it's Wizards of the Coast.
It's the wicked and divine.
Oh, I hate you all so much.
We're the best.
Just remember, I didn't disrespect the head.
No, Kerchak, the barbarian, did not disrespect the head or the dead. So, on the way back to Vallaki, you discovered a series of tracks leading off into the woods. You followed them for a while and found that they ended in a pit filled with spikes, upon which was impaled the corpse of a woman who was missing her head. You looked around the pit and discovered that the scene was oddly bloodless, and the cut was incredibly clean, and it was just straight across. There were no identifying marks, there were no papers or anything about who this woman was, but she appeared to just be a peasant woman who had been chased down and lured into this trap. you saw there were hoof prints as well as very nice boot prints around this particular pit. In the meantime, Volgus and Esmeralda had a very awkward conversation back at the cart. Before you headed back to Vallaki, as you arrived at Vallaki, you were greeted by the town guards, who informed you that the Lady Vacta would be very pleased to see this shipment come into town. And that is where we left it. So, you have just arrived back into Vallaki. The town guards have waved you through. What do you do?
No.
Act natural.
Act natural.
I guess we're taking this to the Martikovs. What's the name of the pub again? It's been a while.
The Blue Water Inn.
That's it.
Yeah, we can at least find out how bad things are when we get there.
Okay. Okay, so you head back through town to get to the Blue Water Inn, and basically from the gate you arrived at, the Blue Water Inn is on the other side of town. So you have to travel through a lot of town streets and through the town square to get to the Blue Water Inn. As you arrive through, there don't seem to be as many people on the streets as they were when you left. The presence of the town guard seems to have increased. You see a lot more armed people in the streets. As you pass through the town square, the remains of the Wicker Sun have not yet been cleared away, and they are like a skeleton, all gnarled and burned in the middle of the town square.
Wait, how many days were we gone from here?
Just a couple.
What a bunch of slobs.
It doesn't take long to clean away some straw. Just look at a brush.
Maybe it's keeping it there because it's symbolic.
Maybe you should offer to clean it up.
You see,
Okay, should we get some brooms and clean this up?
I mean,
No, keep it there. It's symbolic.
Wow. Did you think of that yourself?
All by myself.
oh no, that song's gonna be stuck in my head.
Yeah, I imagine we still continue on.
Yeah, maybe like this.
I don't think that's going to really work for me. I'm still
That is-
very noticeable.
That is true.
I may have hidden Izek's axe, though, before heading in. That might have been a thing I did. Or I might have. It's definitely a thing I did.
Speaking of Ezek's axe, though, I watched back the last session, and you told the Martikov patriarch, whose name I've forgotten again. I just saw it. That Ezek was dead, and you're like, no one found his axe.
No one did. No one found it because it was never lost. We knew exactly where it was at all times. So
You've got
technically-
that other axe and your normal axe and the spear and.
What you mean? My great axe, my two-hand axes, the other two axes that are like, yeah.
1 half-orc arsenal.
Yeah. And with no bag of holding, I am just covered like in javelins and spears and. Basically, if someone tried to tackle me, they'd get cut somehow.
Basically, you're a porcupine, is what you're saying.
Yes.
That's so cute.
Okay. So you're making your way through town, are you trying to, like, not draw attention to yourselves?
No.
Well, I mean, Volgus, I mean...
Olivia.
I'm trying to not draw attention to myself.
Okay. So as you pull through town, you get a few cursory glances, but you as you go through town, you see that people are more interested in your shipment than they are you. And it's not long before you arrive at the Blue Water Inn, and you are greeted by Erwin at the door. And he's stood there, and you see that he's been stood outside for some time. Because with being Barovia, there's a constant drizzle. And so you see that his shoulders are slightly damp, as if he's been stood outside for a little while, watching what's happening in the street. Says, hello. Good to see you again.
I see much has changed since we left.
Lady Voktar has been quick at work.
He is running the place now.
Oh, she will be soon enough.
Oh. Where is she currently?
I have no idea, but wherever Baron Valakovich is, she probably is. No one's seen him in a few days.
Must be totally unrelated.
Efficient.
Anyway, wine.
There is good news.
Mm.
The Wine Vineyards should be safe now.
Ah, that is good news indeed.
And we did not damage any walls at all.
So you destroyed my father's vineyard then, yes.
No, actually.
Where
No.
we could. It's
A
druids.
barrel got destroyed, but it was
Yeah.
poisoned anyway, so
Mm. Why would they poison the wine?
we never figured that out.
It's the only thing we have.
I tried to ask. They weren't very ready to talk. They were a bit mad, so like a lame horse, we had to.
Ooh.
That's actually what it sounded like when he snapped his neck.
No, I was referring to the one that I headbutted to death. But
Oh.
or was it?
That
or
was-
was
that
that
was
the-
more of
or
a
was that the
wooden sound.
suplex? Or was that the suplex?
I
Should we-
have just had my breakfast. If you wouldn't mind, I would rather not vomit all over the street.
Should we
I
get
made a
this
friend.
You
And he comes around and he pats you on the shoulder and goes, Meryl, you can tell me all about it as you help me put the barrels inside.
I'll help put the barrels away.
Okay. So he hops up to the wagon and starts pushing barrels down to put them in the crate.
Meryl
in the
with a
cellar.
barrel.
Barrel with a barrel. Do a
I'd
barrel
help
roll.
with that as well.
What was my friend's name? Flip Flops?
Flip flop. Oh,
Flip-flop.
The blood.
flip flop the blight.
Flip-flop was a good blight.
I tell him
What is
all
this
about
thing?
Flip Flop.
And
I
he's,
try not to chuckle.
What a good friend he was.
you know when kids are telling adults about invisible friends or something that kids are really excited about that is like nothing, and adults are like, yeah, oh wow, yes, He's doing that to you.
Look, Meryl
Oh.
doesn't have a lot of friends. I don't think
No.
these jerks count. Whoops, shit, no, fuck.
So, did my father send any messages?
Maybe, but it's been a month and I can't remember.
Shit.
He didn't.
Thank you.
Okay.
He seemed relieved to be reinstated.
Good, good. I'm glad they're safe. I'm glad. Well, not much has changed here besides, you know, the coup. But, whoa, wrong one.
Yeah,
Ismark is what I meant to say. Ismark arrived safely in Barovia.
Oh yes, I forgot he left.
He sent a letter.
Where are we right now?
Huh?
Where are we right now?
We're in
There we go.
Valaki.
No, I know. Where in Valaki? Whereabouts in the inn are we?
Oh, you're like inside the inn now at this point.
Okay.
You brought all the barrels inside.
We met the Count.
You.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And you can tell there's like 90 questions just tripping over his tongue trying to come out to ask you, like, what the fuck?
He thanked us for eliminating the druids for him. Seemed he was going to do it himself. The druids were worshipping him.
Oh.
Were they worshipping him, or were they doing a ritual to kill him?
Oh, that could be a point too. I don't really know. They were doing something in regards to him. They seemed rather mad. I don't mean that in the angry sense.
And he what? Strolled up to you, gave you a handshake and a pat on the back?
More like an applause, round of applause. That's what we got.
Yeah.
He almost gave me a kiss.
No, he didn't.
He was so close to doing so. Like, honestly, the
Really
sexual
wasn't.
tension was palpable.
No. No.
Yep. Meryl here really butted him up.
But she did kiss this.
Wait, did you bring it with us?
We brought. I thought we brought the head, didn't we?
No,
Where did we
think
put it? I'm
I
fairly sure we
assume
took
you
it with
brought
us.
it with you. You sick
Yeah.
fuckers would carry that shit around with you.
I thought we... Did I burn it?
No.
No, you didn't burn it. Okay, we have the head. I'm into this.
Oh god.
We don't. That's
No.
the problem.
No. I'm stopping this right now.
No, give me the head.
No, I hold it out of reach of Meryl.
Are you all quite
I
alright?
love-
You seem pretty mad yourselves.
I love a mystery, man.
And I thought a coup in the town where I live was something.
Should we go burn down her house, by the way?
Are you an idiot? Bogus. I know
What?
you. I know you're not stupid.
Yes, but Lady Vactor has always just been this sort of, loud voice on the sidelines. Heaven knows what she could do in charge.
How do you think she's done this coup so quickly? She is not one woman. You would be an absolute fool to think she was just one woman.
Well, of course, she's consulting with the Count.
Oh, yes, and you can just stroll right up to the Count and say, "Hey, Mr. Count, can you stop your friend from destroying Valaki, please? She seems a bit of a bitch." No!
He would likely set the dogs on you.
No, we already had to deal with those ones, yes.
I know, I'm just saying. It seems like his trick.
Look, I'm not saying it can solve it, I'm just saying that...
I mean, the last time we burnt something, yeah, didn't exactly help de-escalating a situation.
What did you
The
burn?
last time you got yourselves involved with politics, this happened.
I am very politically minded. As you've known me, you know how much I enjoy
Clearly.
politics.
Let's go kill Fiona Vactor. That will solve everything. No.
As it stands right now, though, the town isn't very well protected.
Oh, it's very well protected. Have you seen the men in the streets?
It's protected from people, but people aren't the real problem in Barovia.
Well, Strahd's creatures won't get in. And, well, Strahd could probably waltz in if he wanted. Vactor would just welcome him. She's not foolish enough as to piss him off.
That is true. He does enjoy the continued suffering of everyone, so... doesn't want to kill them all. Just
If
enough of
anything,
them.
he is probably highly amused. There hasn't been anything like this in all of Barovia for some time.
So what we're saying is he's in a good mood.
Clearly, he introduced himself to you.
Oh yeah, he also invited us for dinner.
Oh,
How did
just wait till Danica hears this.
But how did he punctuate that? Did he invite us for dinner or as dinner?
I believe it was for dinner this time. It's sort
Okay.
of the fattening up the geese before you eat them.
I doubt he'll eat. Yeah.
Well, I know that. I was playing it up for the half-orc.
I'm too chewy anyway. Bit tough.
He's
Muscle
not
meat is
interested in your
supposed to be the
muscles,
best.
friend.
He can eat me.
He is.
Fucking. Marissa!
Hello.
Never change.
You okay there, buddy?
Yeah,
Anyway.
I will be. God. So, what is your next move then?
I don't know. I
Which
turn to the
one?
others.
What did
Well,
Irina do? Is she still here, or did she move on her own?
No, she's still here.
She's
Hmm.
still here. Well, originally we were supposed to get her to Gresk, I believe.
Gresk? What a Gresk?
Kresk.
yeah, I mean, we were only supposed to stop off here and then bugger off quickly.
I think now is the optimum time to leave if you are wanting us to leave.
Well, my conscience is clear.
I do want to find that swamp.
Where did Esmeralda go again?
She is elsewhere in Valaki right now.
Okay.
She was with you. I totally forgot she was. But she hopped off at some point and went to do some errands in town. That is where Esmeralda is right now.
Grocery shopping.
She
Is she
is.
still
I
pursued
remember
by the
when
werewolves?
No, she's not exit pursued by werewolves.
I mean, we've already had quite a lot of horrible jokes, so we could be mistaken for a Shakespeare play in terms of
Yeah, I mean,
So-
you know, and there's enough dick jokes to go around for a Shakespeare play.
that's
so.
what I meant. Yeah.
So,
I mean, we do have a severed head, so there's
Oh.
so much we can do with that as well.
the last poor, whatever the name was.
Yorick.
No, not the severed head.
Might be Yorick. I don't know.
Isn't it like Sergei or something?
No. It
Oh.
was something that is not currently a page I can get to very quickly right now. So it is a name that we know and is in our memory banks.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Salvador.
guy.
Sharon.
It's not Sharon. Fuck you.
Aaron!
Shelley.
Why are you like this?
Stephen.
Because it's so much.
John. Paul.
George
George.
and Ringo?
Ringo.
Is it Sean Bean though or Sean Bon?
His name is Jan. I found it. Shut
Oh,
up.
it's Jan. Oh, it's really off the mark.
He's definitely seen Bond.
Who's Sergey?
I don't know who is
You don't know who Sergei is yet.
There is a Sergey.
There is a Sergei.
Is there?
I thought we already killed a Sergey.
No, that was Isaac.
Your body count is too high to count.
Wait, have we killed a Sergey? Wasn't Sergey the son of the...
Nope.
No. I'm sure we've killed a Sergey.
Oh, you've killed some random goons, and this is Barovia. Chances are that 3 of them were called Sergey.
Sergeyevich Sergeyev. Chris Perkins.
Anyway, what are you doing?
Well, I'm standing around trying to
Stalling.
get that head back.
I'm still holding it out of reach for her.
Are we... Is there anything else that we... It's been so... I can't remember anything.
I know.
Have we-
Were we supposed to do something else? Please, Susie,
This is why you
throw us a
keep
bone.
notes.
I do,
But-
but I
I
can't
don't-
actually use them because I'm stupid.
I'm really bad at keeping notes.
There was nothing that you needed to do in Valaki right now. Chandra's body is in the church, but you haven't heard anything about that in a few days. There's Blinsky, who you traumatized.
He'll be fine. He makes toys. He's happy.
The church has no bones. I don't know, I said bones so weirdly then.
Bones. But we deduced that they were probably at the castle at this point.
They had been stolen.
Yeah.
You had forced the coffin maker to repent for his sins in allowing the
Yes.
vampires in town. You caused a coup.
Mm-hmm.
I believe
Remember
that's
that.
about it in Valaki.
Onwards to Gresk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Still
Still sounds like a sandwich.
I don't. No, that's Greg's. Wait, no. Barovian meat. High quality.
Barovian sausage rolls.
Barobian sausage rolls.
Is that Grigori?
Guaranteed 70% horse.
Gross. And we've just alienated our Eastern European audience. Bye!
Horse is actually really tasty. They eat it in Austria as well. Just saying.
Anyway, so are
sounds
you
all-
setting off to Kresk today? Or are you gonna just chill for the day and go in the morning? Or
What time is it?
it's like 10, 11.
In the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's coming up noon.
Right. Grab Arena and we'll go straight away.
I want to go check on my apartment.
Oh, sure. Do you want me to burn it down?
No, please don't burn down my apartment.
Are you worried someone will break in and steal all the valuables?
Yeah, I want to go to my apartment
Okay.
without these jerks.
I still have the head.
All
In that
right.
case, while they're doing that, I'll probably go to the church and see what's happening there in terms of like Chandra and so on.
Okay. So, Meryl.
August, we'll have a glass of wine.
Yes.
I go with Karchik to see Chandra.
Okay. Meryl, you walk through the streets of Valaki to get back to your house. It's a simple and assuming house. Outside doesn't appear anything amiss.
That's great. May I enter my house, please?
You certainly can. Do you have a key or anything, or do you have like an elaborate entrance system?
No, it's just a key.
Okay. So you unlock a door, step inside, and there's your house.
How are my dishes?
Piled in the sink.
I believe I left them there filthy.
I don't know, probably. How did you leave your kitchen? This is your house.
I'm gonna do my dishes, which I assume are extremely disgusting.
Probably, yeah. Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna water my dead plants.
Okay. So... Is there anything else you'd like to do in your house?
I don't know. I think see if Chester wants anything from the house.
Okay. So, you set to doing your dishes, which are incredibly filthy. There's this stuff growing on there. You've discovered penicillin.
Yes. We need that.
And you sit around just straightening things up and getting a few tidbits for Chester. There's like a little bit of a rag that he likes to just snuggle up with sometimes, like a little blanket that you have for him, some jerky that he likes. And you have a moment of peace, a moment of relaxation in the comfort of your own home. Meanwhile, oh, sorry.
I'm gonna take my will out of a drawer and put it on the kitchen table.
Okay. You do so. Right. Meanwhile, Rahal and Kerchak, you're going to the church.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You arrive at the church, and the doors are shut, and there's no light coming from inside.
A hammer on the door.
And you hear it reverberate inside. You stand and wait a few moments, and usually there's the young boy or the priest comes and opens the door for you. But nothing. Silence.
This bodes well.
Hold on a second. I go mouse through the door, which in a church I assume I can find a way in.
Oh, yeah. In fact, even in the main door, there's like a little hole. You know, the planks of the door aren't even at the bottom. And you
Mouse
sneak...
through and turn back into human right on the other side.
Okay. You pop up human on the other side of the door. And you
Try and open
see... Okay. You just turn around straight away and...
I would probably see if anyone's there.
Okay. You see that the church is absolutely empty. And you see that the altar, the holy symbol, has been knocked down. The cloth that covered the altar has been pulled off. Some of the pews are broken.
Chandra, was she supposed to be at the main altar, or was she in the back room?
No, she was in one of the side rooms.
I quickly try and unlock the door.
Okay.
take the-
Yeah, the door hadn't been locked. It was just, shut. Usually someone opens it for you. But you open the door from the inside, no problem.
It was open.
I was about to try it, and then you went poof into a mouse. Sometimes you just gotta try.
Yeah, just
Hmm.
don't tell anyone.
I might.
Glare.
That's
Have a look
fine.
around though. This is not how we left it.
Hmm.
I ready a produce flame just in case this
Okay.
is fresh. Can we try and see when this happened? If this was recent?
Roll a investigation check.
Depends on what you count as recent. It's only been a couple of days.
16. 17.
17, okay. Are you doing one, Jamie?
I'm holding back, seeing that Rahal's doing something, and then just waiting. And otherwise, I'll just stride straight in and whistle as loud as I can.
Okie doke.
But I'm waiting before I do that.
All right, so you take a moment to look around and see if there's any sort of indication of how recently this happened. And you see that there was a goblet that had once held wine in on the altar. And you see that has been knocked flying, and there is a dried wine stain on the ground across the stonework.
Crap. Sorry, I got a panic message from a flatmate just now. Can you repeat that, please?
Yep. So as you're investigating, you find that there was a goblet that once held wine that's been knocked over, and there's a dried wine stain on the stonework.
I think it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Take the goblet. Does it look valuable? I don't know.
Yeah. It's made of silver.
I'm pocketing it
Okay.
for safety reasons.
Uh-huh.
It's just silver. It's a church. It's weird type of faith. And I'm just...
While Rahal's having a crisis of conscience, I walk into the middle and whistle as loud as I can, hoping that the acoustics in the church carry the whistle.
And they do. And it echoes around, and it sounds really impressive. And as the whistle dies down, silence.
Well, either no one's here or they're hiding. Should we check on where Chandra was, or try and find someone? I'm gonna go with column A.
You're muted, Lydia.
Yeah, I want to see where Chandra was. I'm liking this, and I'm still holding the flame.
All right.
Yeah.
So you walk the length of the church, and you go into the side room where Chandra's body had been held. You see that the door to this room has been blown open, pushed open with some force. The lock that had held it in place is just completely blasted out of the door. And there's a big indent where something hit it. And beyond, from the outside where you are. And beyond this ruined door, you see the table where Chandra had been laid out. She's not there. But there are the blankets that she was wrapped in. They're discarded on the floor.
Well.
What? Who would do this?
It's a very good question.
What was the priest's name again who was supposed to watch over her?
His name was... Lucian Petrovich.
I'm gonna go, Lucian!
And
And
you
look
hear
around.
nothing.
See if I can see. Was there does it look like there was a fight in this room? Does it look like someone just burst in and took her?
It looks like someone just burst in and took her. There's no blood. There are no strikes in any of the walls or the table or the door from weaponry. In fact, like, you couldn't find anything like that in the entire church where you've been so far. Just one strong force bust in, took Chandra, and took left again.
I'm really not liking this, not at all.
Me neither. Let's check the other rooms, see what's happened.
Yeah.
If hers was the only room kicked in or not.
And see if maybe where the private rooms are, if the priest where Lucian would be found if he's alive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you begin to search the rest of the church, and you scour it top to bottom, and there's not a sign of life until you reach Father Petrovich's private quarters. As you open the door to his room, you smell... Well, you know that smell. You smell death. And you look and you see in his bed, he's dressed in his bedclothes. And you see that he appears grey, as if his very life essence had been sucked out of him. And at his neck, you can see a wound.
What type of wound is it?
It's a bite.
Any other distinguishing markings, or is it literally just that?
It's just that.
If he has her, I'm going to kill him even more than I already was going to. Someone needs to know, though, about this. Without trying to cause too much of a panic.
Okay, that changes my method.
I place the silver cup next to him.
Okay.
I don't really know what to do from now on, in terms of this.
We still need to go.
Yeah. Well, he seems like a good man anyway.
We've messed a lot up in this city.
Mm-hmm. I feel like probably the best way to get the word out, and as you said, to not cause the panic, probably go back to the inn, let them know there, and they could probably talk to the right people.
Yeah. At least we know we can trust them.
Yeah.
I think. We're heading back to the inn, I guess.
I actually let Rahal walk out first.
All right.
And when I know that she's far enough away, I take out an axe and I cut his head off.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I leave him in the bed.
Yeah.
Trying to be as respectful as possible, but knowing how often undead are, prevalent in this town, I don't want that for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm, in my own way, stopping him from having to go through that.
Yep. Okay. So you very
And then I
solemnly... Yeah. Okay. So, Rahal and Kerchak, you make your way back to the Blue Water Inn. The mood somewhat soured from your arrival this morning. Meryl, what are you doing after you've been at your house?
I'll just go back to the place.
Okie dokie. So, a little while later, Volgus, you see as three... Oh, Meryl, what's your mood like right now?
Solemn.
Okay. So, you watch Volgus as coming through the door are three very stony-faced, grave-looking people.
I take it the endeavors didn't go well.
Well, let's just say people won't be finding much solace at the church.
I had worried as much.
Are there people around us? Would we worry them if?
Nah, the Blue Water Inn's pretty empty right now. There is Danica is around. She's kind of seeing you guys come through the door. She shooed off the kids. You know, she's
And I do wake her closer. I only have to say it once. He was here. He sent a minion. I don't know how he works, but Lucian is dead.
and you see her like put her hand to her mouth. He was a
I'm
good
sorry.
man.
Drained in his bed. Our friend, her remains are gone.
What would he want with them?
I don't know. I don't want to think about it.
I could hazard a guess.
Do, please.
Strahd's game is just that. He enjoys toying with people. I have no doubt that you'll see Chandra again.
I did worry.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Well, all I can say is I made sure that Father Petrovich wasn't to be made a pawn.
You burned him.
Nope. But can't say you see many undead walking around without a head.
You see quite a few of them, actually.
Well, I haven't. Let me have this.
I'll let you have this one.
I'll get some men and we'll see to it that he has a burial.
The church is not sanctified anymore, of course, so
Nothing is.
I would recommend a cremation.
Very well.
I do not think Vallaki is the place for us anymore.
It was never my place to begin with.
Vallaki is fastly becoming a place for no one.
Will you be safe here?
For now.
Yourself knowing.
For now.
I suppose you're offered some form of protection by your winemaking.
Yes, among other things. And Rahel, you see as she kind of brushes the pin on her chest.
I give her a smile.
We'll be fine for now. Don't worry about us.
You can always follow us.
Send word if you need help. I don't know how hollow that sounds in your ears, but
Help is seldom come by in these plots.
As impossible as help will be, I appreciate the sentiment. It comes from a good place. Irina tells me you're going to Kresk.
that's the plan, yes.
You won't get into Kresk without something. They don't allow travelers. You need to barter. I can spare you a small amount of our delivery. It will get you inside at least.
Is there nothing else we could use? I think this town needs the wine more than anything right now.
What do they want in Kresk?
Anything of value to the town. Food, wine, medicine.
I imagine the guards at the gate value the function of their legs. Would
I
I
can heal.
imagine that they would.
How
But they
long
need
is it till
healers.
Kresk?
Kresk is far, far away. It is several days' ride.
Do you know if they would need healers?
Almost certainly. They
I
are
can offer that.
removed from the rest of Barovia behind their walls.
I can create enough food to get us in.
how in depth are their checks? It was difficult enough getting Arena in here.
If you offer them something that they are in dire need of, I am sure they will be willing to overlook any discrepancies, suspicions.
135 pounds of food and 90 pounds of water.
That could do it. Healing, certainly.
I don't do that.
I wasn't talking to you.
No. Well, one last glass before the road.
Why not?
Might as well.
Is Irina ready?
As you go to the bar and get your drinks, Danica pulls Rahal to the side. I want to give you something.
You've given us a lot. You don't have to.
No. This is somewhat selfish, but and then she gives you this parcel, and it's large. It's wrapped in just some like Hessian sack. She says, "This kept me safe when I was younger. I wish to pass it on to you."
Thank you. I will try my best to use it wisely.
May it keep you safe.
And I take it.
Okay.
Don't look at it just yet. While we're
It's kind of that whole thing, like, I don't want to look at the present just yet.
But I really it's wrapped up. Right to that. Okay.
I never do that. I'm always like,
You're not even listening to him as it's talking. It's like, oh.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Do I have to like unwrap it? It would be, or can I look?
No, I mean, it's
what it
not
is?
tightly bundled together. It's just enough to sort of just cover it a little bit.
a brown paper package.
Kind of like the medieval equivalent of a brown paper bag. But you sort of peek at the side and you see that this appears to be leather armor, but it's jet black.
I might excuse myself for a second.
Keep that look of pure joy from your face.
Aesthetic.
Okay, so
And go upstairs and
okay, so
Right on.
Rahal is like, "Excuse me a second," trying to keep the stoic, and she disappears upstairs and runs off. You pull off the rest of the Hessian sack and you pull out the armor, and you see that this is beautiful black leather armor, and the way it's constructed is like it's black feathers overlaid over one another.
I'm very torn inside because so far it's all been about the wolf aesthetic, which hasn't really served me well.
But now you can be a griffin.
That's a good compromise, yes.
And wolves and ravens are very good friends.
I'm going to
Are they?
put it on,
Okay.
and still, then the fur is on top and all that, just so it's not too
Yep.
obvious.
So you keep your stuff on. Okay, so as you put it on, it almost seems to like to your form a bit. It's like form fitting. It's not tight, but it just sort of molds to fit you perfectly.
Ooh, this is magic. So magic. Oh god.
And it will take you a bit of time to
Yeah,
get used to it, but there you go.
I'm going back downstairs.
Okay. Rahal returns a few moments later.
I'm gonna wolf whistle at Rahal.
I mean, she would have done that with or without armor, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Should have done it more without armor.
God damn it.
That's it. We got Stu on our side. He's now lewd.
No, it's just Meryl. You get to get in the Meryl mindset.
I ignore the wolf whistle.
Or is it a raven whistle?
That's more of a caw.
Call motherfucker.
Can a raven even whistle? They got no lips.
Esther, my God, puppy.
Christ almighty.
Can you
That's-
all hear Esther popping bubble wrap?
Nope.
Not
No.
really. Like a little tiny bit, but
Yeah.
Now that I know that's a thing, I may be listening out for it though.
Is that
yes.
a dog popping bubble wrap?
Definitely.
A dog popping bubble wrap. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah,
Potentially.
That's amazing.
yeah.
I heard that.
Good girl. You're a maniac.
Puppy interlude. Okay, so are you guys setting off now?
Yes.
At this point, Irina has been told that you're shipping out today. So she's gathered what small amount of her things she has, and she's ready to go.
Okay.
So, how are we traveling? Do we have horses? Are we going by foot?
We have a cart.
I thought we did, yeah. Did we have?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
'cause I
technically that's the
remember when-
Martikov's cart
Oh.
for their deliveries,
That's okay.
Don't we
and they
have the
only had
cart
the
that,
one.
Didn't we have the cart that we took Isaac's body in?
No, that was Blinsky's cart.
We took a lot
Right.
of shit.
Mm.
Is
It's not
this
Blinsky.
D&D or is this Grand Theft Auto?
That's
Both.
a violent video game.
Grand Theft Corpse.
I mean, that certainly happened in Chandra's case.
Mm.
Grand Theft Necro.
Hashtag too soon. So, what are y'all doing? Because it's a very fucking long walk otherwise.
Would I notice if there's any stables or
Yeah, there's some stables.
shops around? Oh, where'd you buy a cart?
Well, how do we buy a cart? I don't think we have much money.
Oh.
Here's a question: did the church have anything cart-like?
Well,
No one's using anything that's owned by the church at this point. So if they have anything that we can use,
Yeah,
Ye olde hearse.
it would have had a cart, which would have been used for transporting coffins. But seeing as there is no one currently working at the church,
then I'm heading over there to get that. Then
I imagine it's painted black.
I mean, aesthetic as
See
Lydia
a
would say.
brown cart and I want to paint it black.
Oh,
I'll lay in the back of the cart.
with your arms crossed over your chest.
Yes.
Yep. I knew where that was going. Okay,
The
so
Undertaker.
you go and collect the cart from the church, and there is a very thin looking horse, thin but not like about to die thin, just slightly underfed horse, which
And
is
make a
black.
good- make a few good berries and feed the horse good berries.
You summon the good berries in your hand and you bring them up to the muzzle of the horse, and it rears back from you in terror.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You give it to the horse. They don't like me anymore.
I take them and feed the horse.
Okay, and
Pet the horse.
okay,
Roll to pet the horse.
animal handling check. Sure, why not?
Okay. First roll of the night. I got 13. A lucky 13.
Okay, so you kind of get clipped a little bit by the horse as it rears back in panic, but with Kerchak on one side and you on the other, you manage to get some good nose pets in, and it starts to calm down a little bit.
Good horsey.
Okay, Irina's clambered into the back. Meryl climbs into the back and assumes a corpse position. And you
Wait, who's back there with me?
Irina. And either Volgus, Rahal, or Kerchak, because there's only room up front for two.
Oh, I
I'll
should be at
walk
the back
alongside.
because the horse is not liking me very much.
Okay.
I'll be up front
Oh,
because I
wait.
already look like a stagecoach driver.
Lydia and Irina are in the back with me?
Yep. Oh god. What have I done?
Oh my god, that's dirty ass laugh.
I know, right?
I feel molested by just hearing it.
I would never touch anyone without their consent,
I know.
but I will wink at you a lot.
Halfway through the journey, she does that all yawn and put her arm behind.
Both of you.
There's a convenient pothole, so
Okay.
I only remember what it feels.
So, with the girls in the back of the wagon, Kerchak walking alongside and Volgus driving the wagon, you set out from Valaki and you're allowed out of the town with no fuss. You get eyed by a couple of the guards as you go by, but nothing is said. And that, as you exit Valaki, is where we'll take a quick break. We'll be back soon, guys!
BRB! Okay,
Hey, welcome back. I should probably unmute the desktop audio so you can hear these lot. That would be good, wouldn't it? Hey, professional stream. So welcome back. I hope you all had a good break. We did too. So when we last left our adventurers, they were leaving the town of Vallaki, headed towards Kresk. Now, this particular time you had left through the north gate of Vallaki, which leads you along the edge of Lake Zarovich.
Wait, is it really called that?
Yes, it is.
Lake Zarovich.
Now, is
after
the
we...
lake named after him, or is he named after the lake?
Well, the lake is named for his father. So not even Strahd.
Oh.
The more you know. So.
That's a long time ago.
In a town called Kickapoo.
As you head up the road a bit from the town of Vallaki, you begin to see that the tree line separates a bit, and you can see through. And you see before you, at the foot of a mountain, nestled in the misty forest, is a large lake. The water is perfectly still and dark, reflecting the black clouds overhead like a monstrous mirror. Pulled up along the south shore are 3 small rowboats. A 4th boat can be seen in the middle of the lake, with a lone figure sitting on it, fishing pole in hand.
I'm gonna get naked and go for a swim.
Oh my god. Okay. Without even saying, can you all turn around a second for my privacy? Meryl sheds her clothes. Just in one, like, she doesn't even stop to take every item off individually. It's like a scene out of Magic Mike. She flicks her arms back and off go her clothes, and she just runs into the very, very cold lake. Irina kind of goes, what did, and she's like staring just straight ahead going, what just, but is she quite all right?
No, really, no.
No, she's fine. She's like this normally.
Doesn't mean she's alright.
Relatively speaking, to herself.
For her standards, yes, this was to be absolutely expected.
This is quite tame, actually. At least she didn't take the head with her.
Well, yeah, that's because I still have it far away from her.
And that's what you think.
I'm looking for the head.
How refreshing is the swim?
Oh, it's bracing.
Okay.
Wait, sorry, British
This
bracing or American bracing?
As in, oh god, it's so cold, I think I'm about to die.
British bracing.
Yes.
Bit
Well, I
nipple.
suppose it depends on whereabouts in America. There are some very cold parts.
True.
Is it one of those where you dive in and as soon as like you break the water, it's like, oh, that's brisk?
Mhm.
Or is it more like you can't actually speak because your teeth are chattering so much?
It's
that they
more
may
the
shatter?
latter than the former. It's like, imagine falling through the ice of a frozen lake. That's how cold it is.
Sounds brisk.
I've done that.
It's certainly very awake.
Are there fishies?
There doesn't appear to be much in the way of fish in this lake.
Sorry, fish.
And you see as you make a very loud splash as you dive into the water, because I imagine Meryl wasn't like tiptoeing in, belly flop. The figure in the boat seems to turn and look, and then very hurriedly begins reaching for something in the back of the boat, and he seems to be struggling with it a little, and it seems like this is a sack.
Well, I'll
A
get the shot.
large sack. And it appears to be moving.
How far away is this particular boat?
It is 400 feet from shore.
How fast can I swim?
Is there a rule for that?
Yes, your swim speed is half your movement speed, unless you have a swim speed.
Okay, so that's
They'll be 15 feet then. Unless... No, rangers don't get extra speed, do they?
Nope.
No, so 15 feet.
You
Ooh.
did say
Every
that there were
6 seconds.
some.
There are
there were other
rowboats at the
boats.
shore,
Yeah.
yes.
We're all seeing this, right? It's not just Meryl.
Yeah. So your attention would have been drawn to the water when you heard Meryl go.
This is not right. What are they doing?
Should we grab a boat and quickly?
I jump into the water and turn something that
Sweet.
can swim.
I get into a boat with Gochak.
Mhm.
Okay.
Just quietly get into a boat with Gochak.
So let's just picture this scene. Irina is sat in the back of the cart going, I've just witnessed a horror beyond my fucking imagining. There's naked Meryl swimming. There's Volgus and Kerchak in a rowboat on the worst day ever, and Rahal has jumped into the water and bounced into an animal. What have you turned
I'm
into?
going giant octopus. Hey.
Oh, God.
sexy.
This is
What?
the magic of D&D. Oh.
Yeah.
Octa, please, I want to.
Hey, I'm gonna post a picture if you roll
I
your
mean-
eyes.
No.
So... How fast do you move?
Swim is 60 feet.
60 feet. Okay. And could you make a athletics check for me, please, Kerchak? Because I imagine you would be rowing, because Volgus's
Mhm.
arms are useless.
Yeah. That's
Wait, I'll
gonna.
just summon a spirit guardian to row for me.
That's not how that works.
No. Yeah, that's gonna be a 24.
Okay, so, Meryl, you are unfortunately the slowest, being in freezing cold water. Although the nakedness is an advantage, you haven't got any,
Nothing's
friction
weighing me down. Yeah.
from the clothing. You are swimming as fast as you can towards this boat. Rahal, with your big ass tentacles, you're like bloop, 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 towards the boat. You are making good speed, good time. Kerchak, you are almost keeping pace with the scary giant octopus that's just below the surface of the water. It takes you a couple of... Hang on. God, this guy is weak as shit. Okay. It takes you a couple of seconds to get there. But eventually, Rahal, you appear just below him as you see he has almost got this the bundle, this sack, over the edge of the boat, and it's like to the point where the sack is like partially in the water, and inside you can hear.
Yeah, I'm. What?
And you see, the man he's red in the face, and it's not from exertion. This guy well, you can't really smell you below water. Damn. You hear in the bottom of the boat glass bottles, and this guy his eyes are foggy and they're not fully focused, and his movements are sluggish, as he's trying to force this bundle off the wall.
I'm going Kraken. I'm wrapping myself around the boat. I try and take the sack with one arm.
How far away are they right now?
Okay, so they had Rahal and the boat is maybe like 20-30 feet in front of you.
Oh, I'll just hold person dude while Rahal hold person's the boat.
I mean, I can also hold person the person. I can hold person 8 things.
No.
All one big boat.
Okay, so you hear him scream as these tentacles go out of the water and grab at the boat. Do you grab him?
I would first try and grab the sack so he can't throw it in.
Okay, roll me just like a general dexterity check just to see how you do.
Yeah, dexterity. That is with giant octopus stats. That
Why
is
does
17.
levitate not exist?
What was that, Lydia?
17.
17. Okay. So, at this point, as you're whapping your tentacles up out of the water, the sack is now half submerged. and the screaming you heard is now underwater. But you wrap a tentacle around and pull it up above the water. It's now dripping and still squirming and wriggling around in your grasp. The man is kind of horror struck, and he's backed as far away as he can from you on the boat.
Yeah, I'm not holding him so far. He doesn't seem to want to attack me or anything.
Okay.
So I'm just holding the sack away from him and wait for people who can actually talk, because this is my usual thing.
Okay. Volgus, are you hold person in?
Not
To
as
wave
the
at him with one tentacle. No, with the man.
Okay.
I wouldn't hold person if I see Rahal deal with the situation.
Okay. He's now backed up at the back of the boat, and he's got an oar, and he's almost brandishing it at you, but not as in like he's going to attack, as in he's like, "Stay away! Oh, horrible beast, stay away!" And the boat is like fucking at this point.
I get that reaction.
I'm gonna shout at him, "Nice day for a swim." I don't mean it as a threat, but it kind of sounds like a threat.
So, out of the water, and naked Meryl's just like, "Nice day for a swim." Swim, 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 swim.
I cast protection from poison on him. It neutralizes all poisons, which alcohol counts as a poison.
Okay. And
Because it gives the poison debuff. It does.
Okay, so you see him sort of sober up, and he's still holding it, but he's not as swaying as he was. And he looks fucking terrified.
What are you doing out here?
Out with fishing.
What's in the sack?
None of your business.
Strange bait by the looks of things.
Is this yours? And he kind of prods at one of Rahal's tentacles.
Yes.
Get it off me boat!
I try and flip and realize, no, wait.
So a tentacle goes...
I didn't hear a please, did you?
I wonder what happens if we start putting holes in your boat.
Oh, they sink.
What's in the sack?
Roll an intimidation check. With advantage, because, you know.
I'm good at these, I think. Am I good at these? Yes. Maybe, kind of. Ooh. 20, not natural.
Okay. He's even more, like, visibly afraid. He just goes, "It's a sacrifice for Lake. There's no fish here."
Am I close enough to their boat and everything to be able to reach the
Yeah,
sack?
yeah,
so I
by
can take it
now,
off?
yeah.
Pull it onto our boat.
Have I been around this area enough to know that there's not been any fish in this lake for a while?
Yeah, you know that pickings from this lake are incredibly slim. To the point where no one really fishes the lake because there's no point.
There's never been any fish in this lake.
Yeah, there are.
What's the actual reason? Who is in that sack?
I don't know. Some Vistana kid.
A
No one will miss
Vistana.
it.
At this point, I imagine I've got it onto the boat.
Okay, so you pull the sack down into the boat, open it up, and you see what appears to be a small Vistani girl. She can't be more than 8 years old.
Is she actually bound, or was it just the sack that was the binding?
No, she is bound and she has a gag in her mouth.
I sort of try to calm her down if she's conscious. I imagine she is. She was wriggling around.
Yeah, she's conscious still.
Wiggle.
Yeah, I've removed the gag.
And you see that she's been crying, but it's not like damsel crying. She's crying in anger and furious, and she whips her head around once she's free, and she's spitting curses and vowing that whoever did this to her will suffer for eternity.
I'm
And
kind
that-
of like cradling as well, like, okay.
And that is why you don't steal Vistana, kids.
She's a rat. She's vermin. No one will miss her.
Will anyone miss you? Do you have any family?
Just my father will kill him.
Kill who?
My father is the leader of the camp.
How much have you had to drink today?
He's a couple of bottles.
I look into the boat.
There's like 15 bottles in here. There's a lot.
And how many of them are empty?
All of them.
Oh, I just neutralized 15 bottles of alcohol from a person's body. You know, most people in my situation would probably, take them with you, see that there's due purpose and justice. What do I usually do to people in this situation, Kojak?
Get me involved.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
burn them. I'll burn them.
Exactly.
I mean, we're on water, so I don't know how well fire would work.
Have you ever heard of a... Volgus wouldn't have heard of a Viking burial, so never mind that.
No, you wouldn't have.
Am I close enough to reach and like sort of grab onto the side of his boat?
Oh yeah, you're close. You're basically side by side with the boats now.
Could I sort of just hold in onto it, plunge it, and just try and rock it?
Yeah,
enough
okay.
to just knock him off balance.
Yeah, absolutely. You like poof, knock this boat, and it's and he basically just nearly eats shit and goes off the side of the boat. But thankfully, Volgus had dispelled his drunkenness, so he had enough wherewithal to grab the side of the boat so he didn't go over. But it was very close.
Volgus, what's a giant octopus's diet consist of?
Anything it wants.
I snap my beak.
Just kill me now.
Oh, I have no intention of doing that.
Toying with me like him, vermin, and he spits at you.
Who?
Scum.
You need to explain yourself a little better. You're acting like the village idiot.
You're acting like sadistic bastards. Fucking kill me or just leave me be.
Does he know us? He's got me pegged.
We're not going to leave you be because you just had a child in the bag, and that a Vistani child. And though your soul is probably already damned for eternity with 1,000 Vistani curses, I don't think that was a smart idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No, I'm not from here, so I don't know how people normally deal with these situations. Oh, I mean, I look to the girl. I mean, do you want to sort him out here or what?
We could bring him back to my father. My father will have him whipped and flayed and killed in the camp.
I don't want that to happen either.
It's the least he deserves.
There's something to learn about justice. It's best served long and slowly. Death is a very quick way of dealing with something.
You speak as if you know what we Vistani do with criminals.
I do.
No, you don't. You know what the outsiders know.
That's true. But I know that it's best not to mess with you. Even, beyond the fact that you don't steal a child. You definitely don't steal a Vistani child.
You don't steal the camp leader's daughter.
I thought he was one of the camp leaders.
No.
No, Stu.
No.
I was a little confused for a sec as well. When the camp leader line was, it was the girl saying that.
Oh. So who's the...
He stole the camp leader's daughter.
Yes,
Right.
she is
She
the
was
daughter
like, my
of...
father will kill him.
Yeah.
So who's he?
He's just a
The guy-
drunk guy in a boat.
Oh. So, do you have any family?
No.
None at all?
None. I have nothing. No fish. No family. Nothing. There's
You
nothing
okay?
you can take from me.
What's your name?
Give me a second while I fucking look it up in the book.
It's probably the same name with a Chev on the end for the last name.
No, actually. It's
Ziski.
he looks at you and goes, Bluto.
Bluto.
Krugerov.
Bluto Kukurov.
Krugerov. I can read.
Perkins.
Perkins. His fucking name's Perkins.
And why exactly? What was the real reason you had this girl out here?
I was being honest when I said she was a sacrifice to the lake.
How old are you, Bluto? How long have you lived around these parts?
Too long.
And you will know that there was never fish in this lake. There's never going to be fish in this lake.
There
Have
has
you
been
heard
fish.
Have you heard the name of this lake?
Yeah.
Lake Zorovich. What do you think of when you think of Zorovich? Certainly not life, is it? So why would you think there would be fish in the lake?
Because there has
Maybe he
been fish in the
referred-
lake.
Maybe
How
he
long ago?
misheard it as Zerofish.
Oh, perhaps. And how long ago were there fish in the lake?
I mean, there's still fish. There's just not a lot of them.
Right? And you think a human sacrifice will help with that?
Seems to work elsewhere.
I'm going to let you into a secret here. It doesn't work elsewhere unless the only thing that you want is a demon.
Look, I'm not going to pretend what I did was a good thing. But I had to do something.
Why?
Why? Because I'm fucking starving. I've not eaten in a week.
I conjure 45 pounds of food in this boat.
What is...
Food. If that's the reason, you have food.
And he starts crying at this point. Is my life a joke to you? Is what happens in this place a joke to you?
No. I just know that I found you completely drunk in the middle of a lake, dunking a child in water. I'm just a little confused as to what point you managed to, in your head, moralize that. And to make it think that this is something that might actually be beneficial to me.
Desperate.
Desperation doesn't drive people to murder. Evil drives people to murder.
No. Desperation drives people to much worse than murder.
Often egged on by other circumstances.
Can I shout, I agree with the junk guy?
Of
But at
course you
this
would.
point, Naked Meryl has arrived.
Of course you would agree with the drunk guy, Meryl. You kill people because it's fun.
That's
I'm
not
averting the
true.
child's eyes.
It must be so easy for you, high and mighty, able to solve all your problems with a flick of your wrist. Swanning around as if you're fucking Count Zorovich himself. You have no idea what it's like for us.
Actually, I think you'll find I do. I spent most of my life being able to do anything. I spent most of my life being beaten around and kicked. It's only when I somehow stumbled across the ability to conjure things like this that things got a bit better. And now I have to deal with the constant pain of an eternal burning light searing within my flesh. And every time I cast magic, it's like 1,000 suns are being shoved up my asshole.
Well, good for you.
Don't think that just because the situation I'm in now means that I haven't been in the situation you're in. And I understand the desperation, the wanting food, the wanting some form of just someone to just notice you, even if that's for an ill way. But you cannot expect me, in any circumstance I am in, to see this, what you're doing now, and not be repulsed by it. It's just foolish to even consider that.
Can I examine his fishing pole?
Yeah.
Ew. But can I like use my ranger insight to see if maybe there are some things that he could be doing to help fish better that
Yeah.
isn't killing children?
Yeah, okay, so you check out his fishing pole and you see that, like, the major problem is that there's no bait on this hook.
Oh.
And there's no bait in his boat either.
Yeah. And do I know the kind of fishies in the area?
Yeah, I mean, it's the typical sort of lake fish. So there's like trout and carp and stuff in here.
Okay, cool. And he's in the middle of the lake, right? Not near any shade?
Yeah. So, like, he's doing everything wrong. But you get the idea that, like, this guy doesn't really have a clue what he's doing. He's just trying something. And, like, the rod in the boat's probably not his.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get in the boat.
Okay. Oh, look at this scene. You have a very scared man. You have an octopus holding the boat. You have a very angry half-orc cradling a child on one side. And now a naked woman pulls herself up into the boat.
Can you all give us a minute? Please?
Fair enough.
What was that?
I unwrap.
Okay, so Rahal's
Thank you,
tentacles go,
Rahal.
and she sinks below the water a bit. Ketchak, do you push?
Stay in your sight.
Yeah. Do you push the boat off a little bit?
A little bit, yeah. And I finish like untying the child.
Okay.
And the child's in your boat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. I'm gonna say excuse us for a minute, and then row us away a little bit towards the shady spot.
Okay.
Do I know did he already say his name?
Yeah, his name is Bluto.
Okay. I go, Mr. Bluto, I know it's hard to survive out here, and I'm a ranger, so I think I can show you something that'll help. Would you be interested to see?
For what it's worth, the friends are gonna kill me.
Ignore
hand me
those
over.
idiots. If I can protect you from them, will you listen to what I'm going to show you?
Yeah, I swear, if you protect me, if you make sure they don't hand me over or kill me themselves, then I'll never touch another drop of alcohol in my life. I will do better, I swear it.
Well, you can drink or not drink. It doesn't matter to me if you do that. But you can't kidnap and steal children. But I will show you how to feed yourself. And I'm going to have Chester, like, catch some bait for us.
Okay, yeah.
And then I'm gonna show him how to fish.
All right. Okay. So you guys watch as Meryl rows away a bit towards a more sheltered shaded area of the lake, and you watch as she appears to be teaching the guy how to fish. And she has rowed it far enough away that you can't really hear their conversation. But you know, she's there. She's showing him how to cast and how to put bait on hooks and other fishing terms that I don't know. And sure enough, they managed to catch a small trout. At least I think trout live in the lake. They do now.
Yes, they do. They're a freshwater fish.
Well, there you go. They catch a small trout.
And I guess once he looks sort of stable at that, I'm gonna swim back over to my friends.
Okay.
Well, are they my friends? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, everybody's friends.
I'm gonna swim back over to them.
Okay, so it takes you a little while, but you hop down, dive off his boat, and swim back over to the gang. Rahal, are you still octopusy?
You had to use that word, but yes.
God damn it! I didn't even mean it that way! Your brain is filthy!
I was thinking of the James Bond movie.
Oh, bless your innocent hearts. Anyway, I'm circling his boat a little, just making sure he's not up to anything shady.
Okay. And
then
you watch him for a while, and he is fishing. Properly this time. But he is constantly like looking over at your boat.
During the time in which Meryl was teaching him to fish, I'm going to have ritual casted water walking on myself.
Of course.
I'm not going to be in the water. I'm just casting water walking on myself.
Okay.
And what's the... Have I met the Vistani girl yet?
Not yet. But meanwhile, so Meryl is teaching the guy to fish. Cut across to you guys in the boat. What are you guys doing while Meryl is doing this?
I'm thinking about taking the girl back to shore.
Okay.
I'm ritual casting water. Takes 10 minutes.
So at this point, the girl has now thoroughly removed and got away from the bindings. Like the second that you released them, she got out of them and like sort of moved away from them. And she's kind of just on edge watching you guys.
So what's your name, child?
Arabelle.
Annabelle. How far is your camp from here?
Is not far from Vallaki.
Right, okay. Back towards. As in back towards Vallaki, or?
It's a little south.
Okay. I'll make sure you get back.
And what are your names?
I'm Kerchak.
Kerchak. And your
The
friends?
guy who's too busy talking to himself. He's Vulgar. The octopus is actually a friend of mine. Doesn't normally look like an octopus. She's a druid.
Oh.
Her name's Rahal. The very clothed individual is Meryl. Maybe avoid that one for a little while. She's a bit cuckoo. In the nicest possible way. But, you know, she's currently naked teaching a man to fish, so that should explain that to you.
Well, I am grateful for the rescue. If you could get me back to my father quickly, I would be very appreciative.
I will. I've not been in Barovia long, but so far I've been on good terms with the Vistani. I wouldn't want to ruin that.
I can tell.
In fact, I was on the fence of staying with the last group. They were quite fun, to be fair. Good
You've
laugh.
been
But
to another camp?
yeah. Further towards Barovia.
You've been to my grandmother's camp.
Oh, what was your grandmother's name?
Eva.
Was that one? I don't have my notes.
That's the
Yeah.
fortune teller.
That's the lady who gave you the reading,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's sounded familiar. Yeah, she actually she told our fortune a while ago.
Yes, well. Her sight is one of the gifts. She gave it to me.
Well, then we do have to get you back. You're too special to be swimming in a lake right now.
I've never really liked the water.
I don't mind it, but 2 feet firm on the ground's preferable.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I probably come back and turn to myself and go, "Ugh, water."
How's my spell looking?
Yeah, you'll have popped it off by now.
So, Annabelle.
Yes?
Why did that man? When did that man take you? Why?
I was playing with my friends in my camp. Well, on the outskirts, a bit far from home. Don't tell my father. He told me he had sweets and toys from Blinsky's, and well, from my sight, I did not see, and he.
People do foolish things sometimes. It's all right. You're safe though. No lasting injuries.
Well, my pride and my hide when my father finds out how far away from home I was when I was taken.
Well, better than the alternative.
Yes.
You didn't put anything on him lasting, did you?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna go speak to him a moment, with no intention of murder.
Oh, well, there's no point me going with you then, is there?
No, I don't think you can right now either.
I
She
can
kind
roll.
of like, she's looking at the guy with like the death eyes.
I'll make sure he doesn't come back.
He better not.
If he does, well, fool him once. But, you be careful now.
Oh, I won't let this happen again.
You should play closer to home. Your imagination's a strong enough toy. You don't need to go to new locales. It's dangerous out there.
I know. And she kind of like scuffles her feet a bit like a chided child, like. But all through this, she's kind of holding up her head in a very like, as if she's obviously not nobility, but she's carrying herself as if she has that air of importance.
The Vistani equivalent of nobility.
Yeah. So she's holding herself with a very, and for her young years, because she's about 7 or 8, she's holding herself with a lot of age and a lot of, importance. Which is not something you've seen in the children of Barovia that you have seen. And you get a better look at her now, and as disheveled as she is, you see that her skin is like white, like
albino white,
like albino white, but her hair is jet black, and her clothes are the vibrant clothes of the Vistani. They are, a bit disheveled and a bit torn in places, but
purple and reds, right?
Yeah, like purples, blues, reds, very rich, bright colors.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hop off the boat now, turn around as I'm Jesusing it, and go, I'll be back soon and we can take you home.
All right. Tell him if he comes near me again, I'll eat his heart.
I will deliver that message promptly.
She's sort of like...
I want to walk over to Bluto.
Okay, so as Meryl is swimming back, Volgus walks past.
Don't worry, I have no intention of killing him, or maiming him, or wounding him in any way.
I'm gonna turn around and follow Volgus because I swear this guy, I would protect him.
Okay.
So
Pluto is fishing away.
God damn it! And I like turn around and follow him
He
back.
turns around to see Jesus and a naked lady swimming towards him. And he's just kind of like, what the fuck is happening to me today? What the fuck? And you see him kind of do a double take as if he's like, am I still...
Checking the labels on the bottles.
Yeah.
How is the fishing going?
It's better.
Good, I'm glad. Did Meryl teach you well?
She did, yeah.
Good.
Look, I promised, I swore to her that I'd change everything. I'd never, ever do anything.
Don't worry, I have no intention of killing you. I never did. Some priests would call it putting the fear of God into you. Never really worked for me, to be honest. Thought I'd give it a shot, though. But regardless, I hope you'll do better now.
Yeah, I swear it on the Morning Lord himself.
Good. I would recommend not going near that Vistana camp again.
Oh no, I'm not that stupid.
And you'll be glad to know that the young girl has not put any curses on you. Beyond calling you a few names.
That's fair enough.
We will do our best to make sure that you're not implicated in this. Understand desperation does terrible things to a person's mind.
Yeah, well.
All right. Now, it's been good meeting you, Bluto. Next time, I hope we're under better circumstances.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Now, me and my naked friend here are going to go. And wish you a good day fishing.
Volgus, I'm tired. Carried me back.
You know what? I can't be bothered carrying you back. I'm literally just going to cast Water Walk on you. I'm going to burn a third level spell slot.
What has this encounter been? What are you doing to my favorite setting, you bastards?
Rescuing
Helping.
a young child and teaching a man to fend for himself.
Teach a man to fish, and he'll be fed for the rest of his life. Set a man on fire and he's dead.
Yeah, that's how the saying goes.
It
Okay,
is.
so
I cast Water Walking on Meryl, which causes her like a bottle rocket to shoot to the surface at 60 feet a second.
Nice.
So Pluto bids you farewell. He thanks you for sparing his life, and says to travel safe. And he watches in horror as Meryl goes pop out of the water, buck ass naked, and now you are both stood there like Jesus of Nazareth on the
I have a
water.
question.
I take my
boat.
coat off and put the coat around Meryl.
I give you your coat back. But
Oh, I
also,
don't want to see all of that.
also, does walk on water work on your hands?
Yes.
Okay.
You cannot.
No, don't
cannot
do
go
it.
below the surface.
Hold on. I'm gonna roll a perform or
She's doing it.
uh.
She's gonna handstand walk all the way back.
I lean over
No,
the
I'm just gonna do cartwheels.
I was going to say it's either going to be cartwheels or flips or something.
I'm
I
gonna.
lean over to Kerchak and wonder, how is anyone thinking we can beat Strahd? How
Performance.
look at this.
Oh, this works on lava.
It works on lava. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It does.
Water, acid, mud.
Go
Snow,
on.
quicksand, and lava.
Let's-
I rolled a 7.
So Meryl goes to do cartwheels, but you know when kids that can't do cartwheels do that kind of little half, their legs don't quite go all the way over? It's just kind of like, she does a couple of them, and everyone sees entirely too much of Meryl.
And in response to the druids of the land, it's a case of, yeah, no one could prepare for this.
It counts
one
as
will ever
solid ground as
prepare for
well,
this.
so that failed cartwheel just probably hurts.
I mean, he'll never see it coming. Most of the time,
Exactly,
I
you
don't
can-
see it coming. I wouldn't see it coming.
Kerchak, your view is briefly obstructed by a tiny child hand. She just puts it up in front of your eyes.
And then I just immediately do the same thing.
So you both of you are there in the boat like this.
Just
I wish Conjure Close was a spelling.
Is this because Meryl has a rotted arm? Is this the problem?
No. Meryl's flashing a bit to everybody.
I don't mind. I've seen things.
Yeah, Rahal, you've
See?
seen much worse. You grew
Vargas
up
is
in a
just-
druid tribe.
Olga's just a prude.
You're all prudes.
Stuart's
So-
a prude too.
Because I'm a druid doesn't mean I have random orgies with random steel-nosed people.
It's
Oh.
silver.
Good
Silver-nosed
God.
people.
Lord above. So,
You can flash your bits, I don't care.
not too long later, and you arrive back at the shore of Lake Zarovich. Or Zarovich, as I said the first time. I'm going to say Zarovich. I'll say it either way, because I don't know how it's actually supposed to be said. But hey. So,
Annabelle,
yes.
do you want to make this story a little cooler?
What do you mean?
Let's say we saved you from a werewolf attack. You almost had it, but we swooped in.
Not
No?
sure that would work. There are no
wolf?
werewolves. Nor wolves. They leave us alone.
Oh, that's true.
What if we said you were on your way to visit your grandmother, but we found you and brought you back?
Father would have my hide.
Too far
I
away
think
from.
your father is going to have your hide, regardless of what happens here.
Yes, but if he heard that I walked away from camp to go visit grandmother without anybody with me, he would be extra mad.
So maybe actually the truth,
How about you were trying
as much
to
as you
save
might not like it,
a wounded animal
Oh, that could work.
that turned out to
Wounded
be me.
animal. Yeah.
I
That
can
could
vouch
work.
for you. Because I'm so good with persuasion checks.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
How are you with performance checks?
also shit.
Nice. Nice.
The one low car character I'm playing.
I mean, I'm sure I would still get told off for being careless, but saving an animal is better than playing.
It is.
Unless my friends have already told him.
I was gonna say you did say you weren't alone.
Yes.
So back to the perhaps being honest.
Yeah. Probably.
So long as you make sure your father doesn't go murder that man.
I cannot promise anything that my father will do.
You're not going to get him to go murder that man, though, are you?
I will not tell him to go murder the
Annabelle.
man. What?
It's alright. Come on, let's get you home.
Okay, so she gives you directions on how to reach the camp, and it takes you a couple of hours to get there. It's on the other side of Valaki. To the
Oh, wait,
to
so
the
when you
south.
went out of Balak, you went like, over
Yeah.
there and then back
So
around
you
and-
went out the north of Valaki, and their camp is to the southwest. So it's
Ooh, she was far away.
she was taken quite far away. Let me just get to the fucking page in the book though, because that might be useful. Bear with me a second. Do.
This is a nice
Go
song.
for me, I need no fighting, no fighting. Where is it? Oh, balls. I've lost it. Quick, chat. Oh, guys, entertain chat for 2 seconds while I find it.
Oh, hi, everyone in
Oh.
chat.
I thought you were doing
How
the
are
voice.
Hello.
you doing? What?
I thought you were doing the voice for a second there.
No, I'm not even gonna do the voice now that you said you. I thought you thought I was doing the voice.
Do the accent.
Everyone should tell us their favorite moments from the campaign so far.
Yes, please do chat. Let us know. And if you're watching this later on YouTube or listening via iTunes or other podcast places, let us know what your favourite moments are so far.
Yeah, tweet at us at Bite Club.
At Bike Club DND.
There we go. Tweet at us.
Oh.
at
Or
Bite Club.
hashtag Bike Club.
Hmm.
Use hashtag.
Right, okay, I found it.
I was about to say I do have a few moments. There were a few.
Go on, Jamie, what are the moments? We'll just briefly interrupt the campaign.
Hey,
That's
Come on,
not
Jimmy.
unusual.
Come on, Taylor.
using
Shameless
using
self-praise.
Vistani children as workout equipment was a
That
nice
was
one.
so good.
Tearing through a wall to scare a person and then kill them was a good one. Suplexing a person to death was also good. I don't know.
I'm
Oh,
sensing a
wait,
theme.
Yeah.
I like dancing with flip flop.
Walking with flip flop. Talking flip flop. Least
Killing
favorite
flip-flop.
moment. Flip flop's death.
Let's see what else. I know Chandra did a bunch of great stuff, but mostly it was her outfits that I really liked.
I like that Chandra invented wizards and wyverns.
Yeah, it's too bad they never got to play that.
Yeah.
Kerchak's still very sad about that.
Okay. Getting back into it. So you're traveling, and the woods part to reveal an expansive clearing. A small grass-covered hill with low houses built into its sides. Fog obscures the details, but you can see that these buildings feature elegantly carved woodwork and have decorative lanterns hanging from their sculpted eaves. Atop the hill, above the fog, is a ring of barrel-topped wagons that surround a large tent with a column of smoke pouring out through a hole in the top. The tent is brightly lit from within, and even at this distance you can smell the odours of wine and horses that emanate from this central area.
Oh, that's a horrible mix.
So, Arabelle says to you, well,
Oh,
we're at home.
Arabelle.
Yes, Arabelle.
Whoops. Right. Best get you to your father then.
Oh, here goes.
Question is, do you want to lead the way on my shoulders, or do you want to pretend like you're really hurt and I'm carrying you, and maybe he'll take pity if it's worry?
Oh,
and then relief.
my only concern is, Vistani don't really take kindly to outsiders, and an outsider carrying one of the Vistana is usually not a good sign, because outsiders tend to kill us, and then it's, if I walk in, it says I'm strong, yes?
Yeah.
So
You go first. It's like
you
you're leading
walk
us.
and will be a few paces behind.
Or we can wait outside the camp and respect their traditions.
That is not a bad idea, actually. I can
Yeah.
prepare Father. He's probably going to be quite upset. So
Understandably.
We'll do that.
I'll
Right here.
I'll be back.
Yeah, good shout, Meryl. Good shout.
Yeah.
Okay, so she scampers off. And you are left stood there for quite a while. And you hear a cheer come up from the central camp area. And you see from one of the houses that you're close to, because you're at the bottom of this hill. You see one of them looks quite I mean, it's still ornately carved, but it's not as well kept as the others. And you see peeking out at you a dark-skinned elf.
Out of the camp?
Out of one of the houses.
Huh.
I ignore them.
We can see you there.
You're a bit far away to talk to them.
I point my finger at them. Oh wait, no, I don't have message. Do I have message? I don't think I have message.
Do you have message?
Clerics don't get message, I think. No, clerics don't have message. I just turn and look at them and glare back.
I'll wave to him.
You see that you see this guy look out and then close the curtains. And then a couple of moments later, 3 cloaked figures come out of the house. And you see beneath the hoods, they all have dark skin and long black hair. But the hoods kind of poke out at the side a bit, giving away ears.
Elvish lineage.
Elvish ears.
I'll wave to them also.
And they approach you. The leader steps forward and says, "Who are you?"
I'm Meryl, and these are a couple of jerks I hang out with.
Travelers.
And what are you doing here?
Returning a lost Vistana child.
You found Arabelle.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm sure Luvash will be pleased.
Arena. We left Arena by the lake.
No, she's
I
with you.
imagine we would have used the cart to get here.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to read. It's like fucking Kevin in Home Alone.
We left Kevin.
No,
I imagine
Irina's
there was a
with you.
brief moment of walking back with a child. Arena, we have a child.
Yeah. There was kind of a like. Irina's like, oh, okay. But she was happy to. Sorry, I completely forgot Irina was with you. This happens all the time. But yeah, she was pretty happy to return Arabelle to her family because Irina's quite considerate and caring where that's concerned. But yeah, so the elven figures stand before you, and he you notice they're all male. And he said, he says Luvash will be pleased. Do you wish to enter the camp?
Only if
If we're
invited.
permitted.
We can escort you.
Who are you all?
My name is Casimir.
Casimir and your friends?
They don't have names in the book.
Okay.
Brian, Elliot, Jason, Craig.
Marek and Vasily,
Bingo.
let's go with. I have a list of names typed to my wall.
Type to your wall.
Taped. I can't speak properly. I have a dumb mouth. Leave me alone.
No, you don't. Shut up.
So, we will escort you.
What's your relation to the Vistana?
They let us share their camp.
Oh, I see.
We protect them, they protect us.
And why is your house so dilapidated compared to the others?
I don't really care for things much.
I pat him on the back and say, I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of recoils when you touch him.
You should care for things.
Why?
That's not my business.
Yeah, why?
What do you mean, why?
Why? They're things. They don't
Alright.
matter.
I agree. If it's any, well, means anything.
Let's go into the camp, shall we?
So Casimir, Marek, and Vasily lead you into the camp, and they get some glances from Vistani as you walk in. You can tell there's a marked difference between these three elves and the Vistani. The Vistani are very bright and colourful, and as you've seen them before at Madame Ava's camp, you notice that these elves, they're kind of dressed in much more muted tones, and they're much more dour. And you know, Rahal Kerchak, you traveled to Davlan. You know what elves' posture. You know, they're like, elves are quite lithe and tall and proud, and these guys, while tall, they're hunched. They don't carry that elven posture, that elven pride. There's something about them that's different to what you've seen.
Have you been in Barovia always? Are you from here?
Yes. My people are from Barovia. We are in decline, but we are from here.
We haven't seen many elves.
No, you won't. We're all that's left.
Why is that? I don't mean to pry. Just
And you see him visibly clench his jaw tight. There was a massacre.
all right. Humans? Barovians?
I wish.
I want you all to know that I'm trying very hard to stifle some very dirty jokes right now.
God damn it.
Trying to respect the moment.
Who did this to a people?
There are a few more of us, but not many more.
Was it Strahd?
He was one of them.
So how long ago did this happen?
A few hundred years.
Were
Was
you
he?
there?
Yeah.
Yes,
You were a child, though.
I was there. And you see him pull back his hood. And as he does, you see his ears. Or what's left of them. The tops of his ears have been cut off. They still protrude more than an elven ear would, than a human ear does. But there's a horrible lump of scar tissue. And where you would see the larger point of his ear, it's missing. And this is on both ears. I was there.
And why was this done to you?
A perceived slight.
Seems to be the way of this world.
Now, I don't know that much about elves, but I do know about some other things.
Oh,
And
boy.
you haven't been able to make any more elves in 100 years?
He sort of gestures and says, "Take a look around. Do you see any women?"
They could be inside or in another camp.
They were all killed.
All female elves.
And we were made to watch. Then they took our ears.
They took a lot from you.
Now, do you see why I say things don't matter?
Yes. What does matter to you, though?
I'm not sure I know anymore.
See,
Some would say revenge.
these three, they keep talking about killing Strahd.
Oh, I've dreamt of it.
But the stories say he cannot be killed, at least not forever.
There may be a way.
Unless there was some other way.
I tell you what. I'll take you to Luvash. And if you are being honest, and I believe that you're being honest, I'll have a word afterwards. We can have a talk.
Sounds good to me.
Honored.
And if it makes you feel any better, do you really think I'm smart enough to lie?
You've got an
I'd
honest
also-
face about you.
I'd also appreciate if you knew anything about the witch.
She's older than I am. That much I know. But we'll talk later.
All right.
Okay, so he leads you through the camp. He leads you up to the main tent. And you see that this is like a very large blah, 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 blah. This is a very large, elaborate like central meeting point. Oh, this isn't like a living space. This is like the town hall of this camp. And inside you hear a whip cracking and the screams of a man. And you hear the crack again, and then you hear a voice say, "Easy, brother, easy, easy. I think Alexei has learned his lesson." And then you hear another whoosh.
Like, what do these yelps sound like?
Like someone being fucking whipped.
Yeah, but what type of someone? Like a kid?
Like a
or...
young man.
Right.
Okay, so Casimir seems completely unfazed by this. And he leads you up to the tent flap and pulls it open. And inside you see a young man in his early 20s, wrists tied to the central tent pole. He's shirtless, and you see a larger, like, middle-aged man wearing studded leather armor, holding a horsewhip, cracking this guy's back. And you see, like, very large welts upon his back. He's received quite a few lashes. And stood next to him is another older, slightly younger than the guy doing the whipping. Vistani man, who is now kind of stood halfway between the man with the whip and the man at the post. And he's the one that said, "Easy, brother." And you see as well, close to the feet of the man with the whip, but not close enough where she could accidentally get hit, you see Arabelle. And she says, Father, please, Father, it was my fault. Father, please don't whip Father!
As in close to the one doing the whipping,
Yes.
or the other one?
Yeah, she seems to be, like, begging the guy with doing the whipping to stop. So, is there anything you want to do?
I mean, it ain't good, but I don't feel comfortable intruding on it like that.
So long as our presence is known, but not like we're interrupting.
Yeah, okay.
I'm fine with that.
So, when it appears that the gentleman has not noticed your arrival, Casimir kind of just pokes his head inside and goes, and at this point he turns and looks at you and goes, "Ah, so you are my daughter's saviors. Come in, come in." He's still holding the whip.
I'll walk in.
Me too.
As you're doing this, the other man is, the younger man is helping the whipped guy down, untying his wrists.
Can I try and do a stealthy healing word?
Oh, do a sleight of hand check.
That's not bad. 15 plus 2, 17.
Okay, so you quietly, as this guy is like blah, blah, and gesturing, you kind of like you do your magic dealy, and the young man who's been whipped seems to relax a little bit.
Taking the edge off.
Like he's not falling to his knees and trying to crawl away. He's able to stand and put his shirt back on.
I don't look at him. I don't.
Okay. At this point he goes, "Luvash!" And he puts his hand out to you guys.
Kerchak. And I take his hand.
Kerchak.
Rahal.
Rahal.
Take his hand.
And he points to you. Meryl.
I'll introduce myself and curtsy.
Pleasure. Volgus. He puts his hand to you.
Vogus, won't shake. Nothing with you. People who... Not liking people touching my hands. I show him the crack gloves.
Yeah. Okay. So, you brought my daughter back.
Was only right.
I thank you. I thank you. And like this worm, and he spits at the boy. Failed. And his one duty, scum. So.
Sure, it was all a misunderstanding.
Well, this one, and he looks at Arabelle, who kind of goes, is too playful for her own good. She has big shoes to fill. She has no time for games.
It is a harsh world to be a child in.
But we all survived. So, as payment for your rescue of my daughter, I will give you the safety of our camp for a few days. And I will tell you that you have made some enemies.
That seems to be a thing wherever we go.
Mhm.
Which ones this time?
Oh, this one's a very powerful enemy. Very wealthy, too.
Again, doesn't narrow it down.
Unfortunately, sorry.
You are certainly making use of your time here, huh? This one, I would say, is a newly found Baroness.
Oh, I thought she liked
one.
this.
I don't think she likes anyone.
And she liked as far as our use was.
And it seems like she'd run out of uses for you, because she was willing to give me a lot of money to have you killed.
When was this?
About 2 days ago.
Why exactly did you refuse?
Who was saying I refused? But I will not kill you today. You returned my daughter to me.
A life for a life.
So are you still planning to try and kill us at some point?
We'll see. Gotcha. Your face.
Meryl laughs are really loud, like too loud.
Well, you'd be good to know that we'll be out of this town's hair very shortly.
No? Heading out, are we?
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
More enemies to make.
No, you wouldn't be doing it right if you weren't pissing people off.
Exactly.
Why the good luck?
Well, it's just general good luck. It's Barovia.
That is true.
But I don't... No, never mind.
And I don't mean to influence your decision in the offer that this Baroness has made. But weak people don't make powerful enemies. If a powerful person wants us dead, there's a reason for it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Think on it.
Message
It's only
received.
fair on it. And I, for one, actually quite like the Vistani and would prefer to keep on your good side.
Yeah, you should ask your mom about this one.
Who have you been speaking to?
Me and my friend here had a reading from Madame Ava.
Huh.
I think because I took the scarf from Chandra's body.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got that from Eva's camp, didn't we?
You did, yeah?
I moved the furs to the side also to reveal I'm wearing it underneath.
So, you were speaking to that old hag.
No love lost between your families, then.
She is not my family. She's her family, not mine.
Bound by ties, but not by blood.
Brought along her little curse, too.
Well, it's only a curse to those who do not wish to have it. Hell, I know a lot about curses.
What a metaphor, is that a specific curse? This could mean anything in a place like this, no offense.
I believe he's referring to the site, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Arabelle had told
Yeah.
Kerchak she had the site. I will give you one other reward. We believe in giving out rewards in terms of favors, but also material goods. Come with me. And he leads you out towards his sort of personal area, and he has like a very, like, he has the biggest, most elaborately decorated house, and next to it is a beautiful covered wagon, and he points to the back of it, and he says, "One item. One. Pick." In the back of the wagon, there are... Where is it? There's a wooden chest. There's an iron chest. A jewelry box made of what appears to be a black stone inlaid with golden filigree. There's a wooden throne with gold inlay. And decorative stones. A rolled up rug with an exquisite unicorn motif. And a small wooden box.
Can we see what's in the boxes and chests?
He will not allow you to look inside them. You pick
It's a
one
mystery.
item.
It's a mystery box.
It's a mystery box. There's a loot box. Play $3.99.
Will if I decline to take anything, will it offend them?
Yes. He is very insistent that you take one item from the back of this wagon.
I was going to ask the same thing. In that case, I'm going full Indiana Jones. What is the most basic of the basics of the things on offer?
The most basic of the basics.
Yes.
That'd be the wooden box, right? The small
I was
wooden
assuming the
box.
small wooden box.
There's a small wooden box and a wooden chest, and the rug looks pretty basic. It's just got a fancy unicorn on it. And
I don't
the
want to
way the
carry no
rug
rug
is
around.
rolled up, the rug should not be that long. It's too thick.
Thick.
Thick. I just
The
burped at the end of that word. I am so sorry. That's terrible.
It's amazing.
Oh
didn't
my
hear
god.
It's beautiful.
We're
Hmm.
always very professional here.
Oh, the most
Sure,
professional.
they noticed by now.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you choose?
Is it one thing for the group as well?
One thing for the group.
I'm just assuming, yeah. Okay.
I want to go for the little wooden box.
I'm leaning that way as well.
I'm leaning towards the rug.
Because it's got a
Nice.
unicorn on it.
The rug, but I also don't care enough about things. I'll let you choose.
Did Arena walk down with us or not?
Arena has kind of been following behind you guys, but not getting involved. She's trying to make herself invisible, so she has like a cloak that she's pulled up around herself.
Has it got elvish clasp on it? Makes it look like rocks.
Yes. Like she's wearing the hood over her face as well. I mean, enough. She's obviously passed the security check to get in, but she's very trying to be not conspicuous. So what do you choose? Make a decision. Doodaloo.
I don't know.
I'll wait a few seconds.
You're quite
If
done.
no one goes forwards.
I will reach for the rug.
So everyone's kind of stood there for a moment, looking at each other. Kerchak is moments away from reaching for the small wooden box when Meryl dives inside and pulls out the rug. And this weighs way more than it should. This thing is heavy. And you kind of like out of the back of the wagon. And as you do, the rug unfurls, and coming flying out of it is something the size of a child that is made of metal and looks like a court jester.
It's a little metal child.
Oh,
I think that is the most terrifying thing I've seen.
why
all day.
did you pick that?
It has a disturbing face, that of a clown.
No, let me hug it. It's my new friend.
You can hug it.
Okay, I hug it.
You hug it. Let me hang on. There is a picture of it in here. Let me find it, because this thing it's on another level. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna talk to it while you're looking for that.
Okay.
I go hello
This.
while I'm hugging it.
Hang on. I don't know if this is gonna show up because of webcam, but that's what he looks
Huh.
like.
Oh, it's
absolutely
cute.
terrifying.
Just
Oh, I love it.
unlucky.
I as me, love it.
That is horrifying.
That is
Oh, I love it.
wonderfully wrong.
Okay.
Why did we pick this?
So.
Have you met us?
Oh, I'm talking about. I didn't pick this.
No, it's great. I love it.
Oh no, this is even worse. Idea got his description wrong. Okay.
Which
So it's a 4 foot tall thing stuffed with gears and springs that you can hear moving inside it. And it has stitched leather pulled taut over a wooden frame to simulate skin, and it's got soot around its eyes and mouth, painting on like clown diamonds and a big smile.
I love it. It's my baby now.
And as it tumbles out of the rug, it kind of goes and sits up and goes, and waves.
Thing. Oh,
Hello,
God.
little man. What's your name?
I don't know if it can talk.
Oh.
It cannot talk. It just makes like a very mechanical, horrific giggle sound.
Cool.
Well, this thing's clearly possessed by a demon.
Don't you dare touch my baby.
Oh no.
Its influence is spreading. Well, that was a choice and a half.
Not entirely. We could gift it to Strahd.
Don't you dare. I'm gonna start rolling up the unicorn rug.
Okay.
Actually, you could use that as a cape. Snazzy unicorn at the back.
So, and the creature sits up and stands up, but its joints are a bit stiff, and as it moves to walk, it can't bend its knees, so it kind of very awkwardly stutters and it slips slightly in the mud, and it still keeps its footing, but all the time it's got this sort of like fiery, like its eyes are lit up with like a fiery red, and it's got this haunting, just forced, huge, wide, mechanical smile on its face as it marches towards you and just stands next to you.
Can I examine the leather?
Yes, it is actual leather.
But
yeah,
not like made
from
a
what
human.
type of animal?
From a cow. It's not people leather.
Okay. Now the good news, it's not made of people. The bad news, I'm not so sure that makes it much better right now. And I'm gonna poke it.
Rahal, I love you, but be nice to my child.
I ignore her, as I usually do.
Come on, little man, let's put this rug in the cart.
Okay, so it follows you, and Luvash is kind of horrified, but he's trying to keep that like hard man exterior, so he's kind of like,
Luvash, may I ask, what is this? Do you know?
I don't know. I've not seen that before. I thought it was some shitty rug.
It's a most glorious rug with a most terrifying demon.
Well,
Mhm.
it's your problem now. Good luck. I meant that one.
No, I know. No, I'm taking it as such.
Yeah. Thank you for that one.
God. Metal.
Why have you done this to us, Susie? Why have you given us this?
I love it.
It's going to kill me in my sleep, I know it.
It giggles. It doesn't speak. It only giggles.
Can I tell anything about this little mechanical guy?
Can you what, sorry?
Can you tell anything about him, like on close examination?
Yeah,
Can I
okay.
see what it's meant for?
You can see that this is a very well-made toy, and perhaps in its heyday, when it was less decayed, it would have been the pride of not even like a child's play place. This would have been like something high-end. This would have been something to show off to people, like entertainment. They would have wheeled this out at like a banquet or something to show it off. As you get closer and you investigate it, its head follows you with that same smile, and watches you as you move around, and you can see that it's wearing like a belt with a buckle, and on the buckle it says Piddlewick 2.
Oh. I point to the belt and I say, "Is that your name?"
And you get a horrifying
Nice.
Nope.
What
Nope.
happened
Nope.
first? What I wonder.
I'm out. I'm out.
This is all straight being discussed here. Volgus is ambivalent to the entire situation.
Can I
Rahal
call
thinks
you
it's made
Piddle
of
for
metal.
short?
It must be demonic.
All right, little Piddle. We're gonna be good friends.
and you get another horrific giggle in response. And it seems to just be like staring at you the entire time as if it's enamored.
can you do anything, Piddle, or do you just want to help me?
You see its motions are still pretty stiff, but when you say can you do anything, it starts to kick into like an entertainment routine. So it reaches for its pocket, and inside there's small juggling balls, and it like very slowly mechanically tries to juggle, but because it's still a bit stiff, it drops the balls.
Aw.
And then it picks them up and it tries to do a cartwheel, and it manages to. It just gets sort of locked in the position.
Can I
I look
cartwheel
really
with
hide behind Kurchek, sorry, just in case.
him?
Like, you don't mind, do you?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, so Luvash, kind of stood there going, I might change my mind about letting you stay here with that thing. Ugh. Ooh.
You had this before we turned up.
It wasn't active. That is horrific.
That's true.
Don't you insult my child. We'll sleep outside the camp if we bother you.
What have I done?
You've given this group, this thing. I mean...
You can sleep on the edge with the elves.
Thank you.
Now, get out of my camp. Take that with you.
I go to the elves.
I hope I don't see you again.
The feeling's mutual.
You see, as he stood there, he, like a lot of Vistani, he has a large dagger in his belt and his sash, and you see that as he said, you know, as he's waving you goodbye out of his camp, he does have his hand resting on it.
Less of a warm welcome than the last one, but fair enough.
So as you make your way out of the camp, Casimir is waiting for you at the edge to greet you. And he kind of looks at your new acquisition.
Don't ask. Don't ask. Please.
This is our new party member.
Don't...
Well, it's
This is a mistake. That's what it is.
It's something.
Mm-hmm.
You can stay in my house tonight. Besides, we have a lot to talk about.
We do.
And he ushers you all inside.
I always make sure Kurchik is between me and the thing. Always. At any point, if I have to squeeze in behind him. Always.
Okay. So, is Meryl and Piddlewick going in first, or are you going in last? Or are you going in the middle?
I think everybody's kind of avoiding us, right?
Yeah.
Are they avoiding us into the house or out of the house?
Basically, so say you guys are kind of like walking in a little group as you're being led by Casimir. Where do you think Meryl and Piddlewick would be? Do you think they'd be towards the back of the group, or would you like get in the middle and be all up in everybody's business, being all like, huh?
No. I think we'll just like let people sort of swarm away from us in the way that they want. So
Okay. So, as Casimir is ushering you all into your house, he lets Meryl inside. As Piddlewick starts to walk inside, he shuts the door in his face.
How dare you! And I open the door and I go outside with Piddlywink and I slam the door.
I don't mean to be rude, but I just didn't
That was
want
fine. That was... yeah.
in my
Somebody
house.
is going to wake up dead with that toy around.
It's horrific. Where did it come from?
A carpet. I think we'll burn it at some point. Not the carpet.
It came from a carpet.
It was inside a carpet. Yes.
Okay, that's...
We were offered a gift.
I
For-
really do think that that thing should be put under lock and key when we're sleeping.
It's,
Otherwise, somebody is going to die.
I can't.
Then again,
I'm so glad I can't hear any of this.
I have seen worse in Blinsky's shop, so, I mean...
Does it usually move like that, though? Does it usually laugh and giggle and...
True, he hasn't quite figured that out yet.
Those evil red eyes.
Either way, we have a lot to talk about.
Hmm.
Please, take a seat.
I'm making sure that Arena is sort of acknowledging the fact that she was trying to keep a low profile,
Mhm.
sort of getting in the way of her for everyone as well.
Okay, cool. So you get inside, and he's found like an assortment of stools and chairs for you guys, and he puts it down. Sits them around the fire for a bit of warmth, and you can see that he has started a fire since you guys have been talking to Luvash. He ushers you all in, bids you to take a seat, and as Irina removes the hood from her cloak, he drops the cups he had in his hand. They smash against the floor, and he stares at her, mouth agape. And that's all we'll end the session tonight.
Yay.
Hey.
If I wake up screaming tonight,
Did
dreaming
someone
of
wake-
fucking metal dolls, I will find you and I will cut you.
You are all so judgmental. I cannot believe it.
I
What
like
does
it
little
personally.
baby ever do to you? Nothing.
It's an
Judging it
evil...
based on looks.
Look,
I've
it's a
seen
creepy
entirely too many
doll
Rob Zombie
with
films.
glowing red eyes in Barovia. It's gonna kill someone, guaranteed.
Your
I've got
friend,
money.
you don't know you, Judgy Judy.
I'm so tempted to look it up. I won't, but
Don't
I've
look
seen
at it.
enough- I've seen enough horror movies to know where this is going.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So thank you very much for tuning in to this session, guys. If you are new to the channel, please do consider dropping us a follow. We stream this game every other Wednesday. If you would like to catch up on this campaign and our shenanigans, please do follow us on YouTube, which is in the chat right now. So hit us up on YouTube. Also, we're a podcast, so on iTunes and other podcast places. Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for all the hosts and the follows tonight. Thank you for the cheers, guys. I appreciate that a whole bunch. Is there anything else that anyone would like to say before we close?
Southbridge Vaults, come see me.
Go see Lydia in Edinburgh. D&D in the vaults. It's spooky. Probably haunted.
And
Definitely
yeah,
haunted.
and maybe if anyone does actually have like a favorite moment or a cool moment, maybe tweet it at the podcast Twitter.
Yes,
Yeah,
please
back
Be a
do.
good idea.
Yeah, at Bike Club D&D. Do let
Yep,
us know.
I'm just going to put that in the chat at Bike Club D&D. So please do tweet at us, or just at our handles under here. Let us know.
Can we please have a poll as a sort of who is Piddlewinks going to murder first?
I will
Or-
set that up as soon as the stream ends. So go to at
Who
Bike
slammed the
Club
door on
D&D.
Piddlewicks?
The elf
It
who
was
won the house.
Casimir.
Casimir's gonna die.
So please do tweet at us. Let us know what you think, because we'd love to get involved with you guys. But I would genuinely myself love to know what everyone's favorite moments are. There've been some crackers. And if you watch on YouTube, drop us a comment in the episode, because that would be cool too. But yeah, I'm going to stop waffling, let you guys get on with your evenings. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and we will catch you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.